Even today, this movie for the most part holds up. I do say for the most part for a reason, but I'll get to that later. Probably going to be the high point of the review when I turn into the nostalgia critic and start ranting about all of those things that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Though that is later, nice things first. This movie opens really strong, with a sense of mystery. I just love how there is a big fat question mark for the actor playing the monster in the opening credits. It's just there to add to the mystery. Though today, any fan of old horrors knows that it's Boris Karloff playing the monster, the legend of horrors of the 30s and 40s, alongside Bela Lugosi, and before the epicness that is Vincent Price. And the very first thing we see in the entire movie is a graveyard. We just jump straight into it at a graveyard with Henry von Frankenstein and his hunchbacked assistant Fritz ready to go steal bodies. Oh yeah, the hunchbacked assistant is called Fritz, not Iger in this movie. Iger first appears later in the third movie, but is nothing like the hunchbacked assistant you would associate with the cliché. Fritz is, so the cliché we have in our minds have Fritz's dim personality with "Yes, master" and all that stuff, but Iger's name. Iger is just a more cool name, I suppose. I will go more into detail with that later on. So, the movie just jumps right into it. Frankenstein and Fritz are building a monster. Why? I don't know. When Henry's fiancée, Elizabeth, gets worried about him and asks Henry's old teacher, Dr. Waldman, what he thinks, this is the answer she gets.
His insane ambition to create life. Herr Frankenstein was interested only in human life. First to destroy it, then recreate it. There you have his mad dream.
Damn, lady. Maybe you should start reconsider that engagement of yours. But no, you got to give the lady credit that she stays faithful, though she have to put up with an awful lot.
And don't worry. Promise?
I won't.
Oh yeah, it's not like he's doing experiments that defy God and could be the end of all of you. Nope. Nothing to be worried about, nothing at all. Later, after making the monster, Henry and Dr. Waldman have this conversation to further explain Henry's reasons to make the monster.
Have you never wanted to do anything that was dangerous? Where should we be if nobody tried to find out what lies beyond? You never wanted to look beyond the clouds and the stars, or to know what causes the trees to bud, and what changes the darkness into light?
I find that to be a most excellent explanation and a beautiful monologue, really. I don't really need any more than that. It doesn't. That kind of bothers me sometimes when scientists are forced righteous reasons on them in horror movies and that kind of stuff. The fact of the matter is that they are scientists. It's their profession to explore and figure the unknown. You don't always need more reasons than that. As I addressed before, Henry von Frankenstein comes up as completely nuts in the first half of the movie. He is just not trustworthy. Colin Clive portraying him just had an insanity all around him that is difficult to match for anyone. Just look at him speaking in his everyday life.
All right. Let's think about us. When will our wedding be?
Let's make it soon.
As soon as you like.
I wouldn't trust him.
Let's think about us. When will our wedding be? This doesn't seem awkward at all.
Though he still do have some kind of quality about him that makes me want to vouch for him and make me want to hope that he gets out on the other side alright. Fritz is the first one to go in the movie as he gets killed by the monster, though he actually beats the kids to the punch and gets the stupid award of this movie, as he's really just asking for it as he keeps taunting the monster with a torch, and it really just had to backfire sooner or later. But for the time being that Fritz actually is in the movie, he is a very memorable character. portrayed by Dwight Fry, known for having all the weird roles in all of the old horror movies, and he makes a fantastic job out of it all the time. Fritz really helps to make the film interesting up until the monster comes along. Because the most memorable thing of the entire movie is, with no doubt, the monster portrayed by Boris Karloff. Boris Karloff was an unknown name at the time. It is said that director James Whale hired Karloff because he was fascinated by Karloff's bone structure in the face, and the makeup was built up around that. It is goddamn lucky for James Whale that Karloff turned out to be such a brilliant actor as well. He really brings loads of stuff to the part, despite that he doesn't speak in the entire movie. He can only make grouchy noises, and he doesn't move around an awful lot either.
It's not exactly easy to do Hamlet when you're only allowed to do grouchy noises and don't move at all now, is it?
You're moving too much around! Still too much! But yet, his acting is saying so much with what little he had. We just instantly vouch for the monster and feel so sorry for him. He is such a tragic figure that gets nothing but bad stuff happening to him. It's a disaster. He only has the awareness and innocence of a child, and Karloff so understands how to show that. The monster is a newborn child in this movie. He never asked to be there, but there he is, not understanding the world, and no one ever bothers to teach him. Frankenstein only takes little responsibility for his own creation, though it is more than other versions I'm going to mention.